Evening, everyone. It is 6:13 on this Thursday evening, the 26th of October, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1959. We had some more exciting earnings today, and I'll go over those in a second, but the chart on the screen is the bonds. And this has been a very successful market for us of late. We've traded it three times in the recent past, and today we are long it yet again. I know that the theory is that the massive amount of issuance is what's causing the move down. Um, Today's economic numbers really had very little uh, to do with it. They came in stronger. I would have expected it to be weaker. And in fact, early in the day, it was. Let's look at the daily and I'll show you where we are. Okay, so um, we traded this move and ended up taking 100% rule liquidation on the first half the same day. Today we got long in this area, um, looking at it, expecting it to move up. My main thought here is that the reason that this is really going to fly up is the flight to safety. And all of the news out of Israel is positive for that, negative for the state of the world. But nonetheless, you trade what they give you. Um, so slightly higher low, closing on the high, the absolute high of the day. It's just reopened down to 30 seconds, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. I'm guessing there will be some overnight news. However, looking at the weekly, which is what I'm really looking at here, again, this is the chart. I'm not sure that we're not seeing a pretty major bottom forming here. Not so much for prices in the long term, but in the short term. As you can see, we've had all of these lower highs, lower lows. We've continued that on. However, I think that we're now set up to try and move back to this 115, 117 area. We've been down here on the overbought, oversold on the relative strength three times. The last time that we were down here, we made a low, rallied, came back down, made a higher low, and then rallied. So from where we got in the last time, which was about right here, um, we had a move from the 118 area in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, up to right where we broke down from back here in the 131 area. We came back down, rallied again, lower highs, broke to the downside decisively 5 weeks ago. We traded this bounce, we traded this bounce, and now we're in it again. How far do I think it can go? Well, if it just gets back to the point of breakout, that's 118, 117 and 29, 30 seconds. If we go, a little bit further, let's say this blue line here is the 20-day MA. That would be almost 121. That's a pretty substantial move, an $8 or a $10 move in the bonds. So we came down here, we rallied up, came back down, made another higher low. Same situation here. So if we do break to the upside, the MACD certainly points us towards this, 40, 45 area. That would be a very impressive move. Okay, as far as stocks today, after the close, we had Amazon with a beat. The stock had closed 119 and a half, down about $1.82, got up to 126.64. Last is 123.05. That's up $1.67. The conference call is on right now. AWS came in. Profit tripled. Sales were up. So I think we may get a little bit of a bounce there. We also had a beat by CMG, Chipotle. Stock closed 1806 and a half, down 35 and change. On the news, it got up to 1921, got back to 18 and a half, 185, 1850. Last I have is 1855, up 13. Mattel had a beat on revenues, but a miss on earnings and a miss with guidance. The stock had closed 2011 yesterday, got down to 1620, but rallied back to 1850, down $1.53 or 7.6%. We had earnings from Boston Brewing, SAM, miss on revenues and poor guidance. You got to remember, this stock went in 2020. This stock went from 300 to 1350. Today's low so far 339, so it has made the entire round trip. The last is 347 and a half. That's down 24.88 or 6.7%. One that I just happened to follow that had a little bit better numbers, Mohawk, MHK. A lot of people don't realize what they even do. It's not a big name. They're in the carpet and flooring business, so that's a proxy for housing. And also the DIY people who remodel and upgrade. So the stock closed 78.52, up 31 cents. Last is 79.58, up $1.37. So a little bit better. The star tonight seems to be Intel. You know, everybody knows what I think about lowering estimates, and you can't lower estimates any more than Intel has. Um, so they dramatically lowered expectations. The stock had closed 35.52, down 31 cents, traded as high as 35.39. Last is 35.35. That's up 252 or 7.7%. So a not bad showing. Um, I still don't like it. I still think that they are overpaying for their $150 million CEO. I'll remind you yet again, the stock has been cut in half since he came in. So we're talking about billions of dollars lost in market cap and paying a guy $150 million to do it. Two more that I'm just going to mention because I mentioned them last night. One is Align, the do-it-yourself orthodontia company. Dramatic miss. The stock, when I mentioned it this morning, was 193. It actually got down to 186. Last is 190.99, and that was down 25%, almost $63. And UPS, which I mentioned this morning, which missed on revenues, beat on earnings, and gave poor guidance, it was 140.11, down 682 or 4%. The last on it tonight is 138.21, down 872 or 6%. So there you go. All the markets, as you know, were lower with the exception of The Russell Small Cap was the only gainer on the day, up a scant $5.57, or a third of a percent. Biggest loser on the day was the NASDAQ, down 1.76, and the transportations, of which UPS is one, down 1.7%. So kind of an interesting day. Oil down 215, up 11 cents in that gas. Gold slightly higher. That one looks to me like it's getting ready to go again. And silver down a dime at 22.91. Bitcoin gave a little bit back, 34,065, down 775. The dollar up 7 cents, and the bonds, as I've already mentioned, up 1.5 on the day. Tomorrow we have a bunch more of relatively important numbers. I'll just give them to you. Let's see. We have 8:30, personal income and spending, PCE, which is generally market moving, and core PCE. Um, and at 10 o'clock, we have the final October University of Michigan consumer sentiment. And its expectation is 63.1 versus a prior 63. I'll be back in the morning.